back to the coast on what I'm hoping will be a very exciting afternoon. I was down on this beach yesterday with some friends at a similar time to now, and I noticed the beauty of some of the shingle and the pebbles and some of the bigger boulders along this coastline and how beautiful they looked. So I've come back today to try and photograph some of the images that I envisaged when I was here yesterday for that walk. But when I was coming down this stepway here on my way to the beach to start this, I was really drawn in by these old rustic steps here with the beautiful pebbles stuck within the grooves. So before I get on to the actual geology sort of shoots that I was hoping to do today, I'm going to take some lovely abstract style images of the beautiful textures and patterns within the steps to try and come away with something really, really nice. Had really been to focus on the shingle and the rocks that have been put here for defences and the lovely colours and tones within them when they're wet. But one thing that's really caught my attention is these pools of water here along the shingle's edge, and the sky right now is just so foreboding. It's beautiful, but this really dark band of cloud there, and it's just got that lovely tone to it, that beautiful bluey colour. There's clearly a big rain shower happening over there, and the light that's coming through just now is just beautiful. Behind me is where the sun's due to set, but the light's just not that exciting over there. All the best light is over here, which I find quite regularly actually. It's always good to look in the opposite direction because you're never quite sure what you might see. So what I'm doing right now is I'm waiting for the wind to die down a little bit so we get not as many ripples in the water here, and then I'm taking some shots with this foreboding dark cloud above the scene here. I've got my polarizer on, which allow me to cut through some of the glare here in the water, and I've got a 3-stop medium edge graduated filter on as well, which is just allowing the sky to be more dark and atmospheric, which, as that's the thing that's interesting me the most, I really want to emphasise it. So yeah, that's just some thoughts behind what I'm doing just now. It's all mindfulness process for me this afternoon, looking at the shapes and textures around me, looking at the clouds and everything that's going on, and really trying to emphasise them in these images.
I wasn't very happy with these images, but this was just the beginning of what would turn out to be a truly mind-blowing shoot. Stay tuned till the end.
This beautiful patterned area here in the sand. I was taking images right from the beginning of it, and I've been slowly working my way up to try and emphasise some of the beginnings of it as it kind of reaches out, and I'm trying to line it up so that each side of this nice stream that was a stream before the tide went out is coming out diagonally from the sides, the bottom corners of each of my images. So I've got a portrait orientation here. I'm positioning the camera slightly down to the ground. I've got the tripod right down as far as it can go, and what that's allowing me to do is to emphasise this as it leads up to these rocks with the really nice dramatic sky behind it. The sky's not quite as dramatic now as it was 5-10 minutes ago, but it's constantly changing, which is really, really exciting. Is completely completely blowing my mind. I've got this very generic stream of water here, left behind by the tide. But as you can see, I've got my camera really low to the ground, and it's as low as it can go. And what that's allowing me to do is to get this beautiful low down view of this pool of water, which is allowing for a whole new world, this surreal world to be created. I'm going to show you now the difference between standing at eye level and then getting down this low can have on images, and the amazing effect that this has produced. So this is me at eye level. As you can see, there's definitely photographic opportunities there, but it's not that captivating. But here I am, putting a tripod all the way down and into this stream of water. And you can see now the amazing effect that that has on this image. You've got this beautiful low down view of what's going on. It just adds up a whole new world, I suppose, of photographic opportunity, and it's just lovely. Really, really nice to be able to emphasise that, and also to get the lovely reflections that these foreboding clouds are reflecting on this stagnant pool of water as well. It's just a really good example of how changing your perspective can just create so many new photographic opportunities.
When I found this pool of water, I was blown away with how beautiful it looked from the ground. Little did I know at the time, there was an even more exciting discovery to be made shortly after this one though.
It's another example here. Actually, this could be more impressive than the last one. I've come to the end of the stream now. I was up at the top of it there, and now we're at the end. We've got just the tail end of this. And by positioning some of it in the bottom right of the frame, what that's allowing me to do is to have this nice diagonal line leading into the sea, and again you've still got that lovely foreboding clouds there at the top third of the image. So I've composed this as I want to. I think it looks really, really beautiful. I've got a tiny little bit of polarisation on, not too much because I don't want to get rid of the reflection and the glare completely, but just enough to add a little bit more interest to the scene. Still got my 3-stop medium edge grad filter on, and yeah, really, really impressed with the results of this. Just, getting a new perspective allows you to see the world in a totally new way, and it's so exciting to play around with this.
Yeah, this was cool, but it still wasn't the highlight of the afternoon. Keep watching. It's not long now until the grand finale.
This is amazing. So I've come now to the proper edge of the sea here, with the tide still coming in and out. We've still got this lovely wet sand. There's this beautiful cluster of little shells here as well. And what I'm doing is I'm using, again, the same filters as before, and I'm noticing that the polarizer, as I'm kind of spinning it, it's allowing me to, really change the dynamic of this image. Deciding whether to have that more contrasted sand or whether I want to make the clouds pop a little bit more. So I'm playing around with the intensity of the polarization, and some of the results I'm getting right now are just incredible. I mean, having this different viewpoint right now, being so close to the ground, it's allowing me to create opportunities where normally I wouldn't really find any. The light just now is nice, but when you're up standing at eye level, you're not quite appreciating it quite the same as when you're down here and you're seeing the lovely colours and hues that are being reflected on the wet sand. The dynamic right now is just stunning. So, so beautiful.
Well, here we go. Brace yourselves as I now showcase some of my favourite images from this shoot, and possibly my favourite images ever, especially the final 2 of this batch.
to stay as low to the ground as possible, I've just found these beautiful pebbles. There's a lot of them actually around the place, but most of them are covered in the foaminess of the sea, which gives some of them some interesting dynamics and some of them not so much. But these two here have the least amount of foam on them, which I'm really, really liking. We've got this lovely bluey light just now, which you're probably not picking up on that camera, but the photography definitely is. And by using the polarizer, it's really bringing out some of that blues. It's just beautiful. I tried to take this image with my tripod standing upright as it normally would be. It just didn't look right. That light wasn't reflecting on the water quite the same. But by getting down this low to the ground, that lovely ambient light that we've got right now just brings this image to life. So, so beautiful. Oh, what a shot. Afternoon. I came here to shoot some mindful photographs of these rocks that were really appealing to me yesterday. Ended up photographing the steps and the pebbles that were stuck within them, photographing the lovely pools of water and the reflections, and then getting super low to the ground and coming away with some images that are pretty different to a lot of the things I've captured before. I'm sure many of you have realised recently, but over this last 6 months or so, I've been experimenting so much more with my photography, and I really feel like I'm starting to find my voice as a photographer. Water, the sea and the coast appeals to me like no other landscape. Getting creative with different heights, different shutter speeds, and also by doing things like ICM just ignites my soul so much. I just feel this deep, deep connection with the world around me and the textures and the patterns and how I can capture them in a more creative way. While I'm still always going to be interested in your sort of generic photographs, I want them to be more creative moving forwards. And today, experimenting with those different heights, I'm over the moon with the shots that I got, and I hope when I get home and look at them on the computer that they're as good as they looked in the back of the camera. Fingers crossed for that. So anyway, that's the end of another video. Thoroughly enjoyable afternoon. Thank you all for joining me, and as always, I want to say a huge thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Come on, let's go.